Okay, YouTube, how are we doing? Trust we are all having a very wonderful weekend. So, today, family, I just want to reveal to us what I'm looking for the coming week, right? So, I'm not really here to waste much of our time, and I don't want to make this section like this video to be so long that it will, consume most of our time. I just want to make it just a very short video. So, without really wasting much of our time, let's get started, right? So as you can see on the title is market review using SMC concept. So whatsoever I'll be doing here today is all pure smart money concept, right? Because that is the concept that I trade. So that is the concept I'm going to use to mark out my chart, right? So let's get started, right, family? So the pair that I'm looking forward to, I'm looking at two pairs as well. I'm looking at GBPUSD. I'm looking at Europe USD. Those are the two pairs that I'm looking to trade for the coming week. So as you can see on my screen right here, this is the GBPUSD trade. So currently I'm on a daily time frame. But if you're looking to plan your trade, you need to determine the overall buyers first before looking for a lower time frame to plan your trade, right? So on the daily time frame, what's the order flow? What's the order flow on the daily time frame? You can see that on the daily time frame, we're in a very strong bearish order flow, right? You can see how price is putting on a series of lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and what lower low, right? You can see how price is putting on a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So what is happening right now? Market is putting on a new lower high in order for price to create a new lower low. So before moving to the lower time frame where I plan my trade, let me show us what I'm currently looking at on the daily time frame. That's where I'm probably looking for a potential sell, right? Our supply zones, where I'm looking for mitigation, where price will trace back to mitigate, break structure on the lower time frame, then I sell down to you know break this low. As price should create a new lower low, so that's where we should look at for selling, right? That's where you should look at for selling. So right from this daily time frame, you can see right from here, right where I highlighted, those are my supply zones, right? So I'm gonna tell us the reason why I'm looking at those areas for mitigation. So I did not just mark them out, just hoping to see price coming back here, right? So there's some confluences that I saw that made me to like look at those areas as a very nice area of mitigation where I should probably be patient to see how price will be pulling back to those areas for mitigation. So right from this daily time frame, this lower high, lower low, right, you can see right from here market broke structure, right? Market broke structure right from here, giving us a new lower high. So what I'm looking at right from this area, this supply zone, you can see that before this impulse move to take out this low, you can see that first of all there was a liquidity captured, right? There was a liquidity capture. Look at this price action information here. You can see that we had sellers right here, we had sellers right here, we had sellers right here. Those are the retail traders, and those are the people that trade support and resistance, right? Remember, if you are trading support and resistance, definitely your stop loss will be above this high, right? Your stop loss will be above this uh, resistance level, right? So what can we see, family? We can see how they created those patterns, and what's the next thing that they did? You can see how they captured everybody that was selling above this, above this high or below this resistance, I mean, and their stop loss was above this resistance level. Everybody that was selling around here, you can see how they all get trapped, right? After they took out everybody that was selling, what happened? We can see how the market rallied down, broke this low. So where was the last candle that took out liquidity? Was the last candle. Though right from here we can see that this is a bearish candle, but if we move down to our lower time frame, probably we're gonna see a very clean bullish candle that swapped that liquidity and break structure to the downside, right? And also, what's giving me more confidence on that area, we still have a hidden supply zone right seated here. There's a hidden supply zone, right? There's a hidden supply zone that is sitting right here. So there is a very high probability that price can pull back to this area, break structure on the lower time frame, then we can take our sell. So before we consider that price will start selling down, we want to see a change of character on the 1 hour time frame before we start looking for sell. So if we do not see that change of character, I am not taking this trade because probably market can take out this high. So market can take out this high, and as you can see, I'm having like two supply zone, right? I'm having like two supply zone where I'm looking for price to potentially come back for mitigation, right? So right above here, why I'm looking forward to this area here, why I'm looking at this area here. If you look at what price action is really telling us, right? We can see that right here we have inefficiency, right? Price action imbalance right from here, IPE, right? You can see an IPA here. Depending on how you feel like calling it, right? You can call it imbalance, you can call it liquidity void, any name that you feel like calling it, right? You can call it. There's an imbalance here that has not been yet refilled, right? There's an imbalance that has not been yet refilled. And looking at this price action information here, this is more or less like a trend line liquidity. This more or less like a trend line liquidity. So they can, probably come back here. If they fail to break structure, they can, induce all the people that are selling, here, here, all the people that are selling, right from here, they can come back and induce everybody, right? Fill up this imbalance and mitigate this institutional candle right here, this order block. Depending on how you feel like calling this family, you can call it supply, demand, mitigation candle, anyhow you feel like calling it, you can come back and, mitigate off this supply zone. And as you can see, that area look very clean, right? That area look very clean. The same thing that happened here is the same thing that happened right from this trading information. You can see how we had sellers here, what happened? If you're looking to sell down from this resistance, your stop loss above, what happened? You can see how you know the 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 big banks, like financial institutions, and see how they take out all the retail trader stops, and what happened the next boom, they broke the low. So this is where the banks are hiding right from here. This is where the banks are hiding, so they can potentially come back and what closing their position that is in Jordan, right? Because we all know that the big players, they don't lose in this market, right? They don't lose. So they can potentially come back and close in their position right from here. They can come back and close in the open or the 50% of this candle, right? So it depends on what the price action present itself, right? So they can respect this area, but if they fail to respect this area, this is my next trade idea, right? I should be looking forward to this area. So this is my anticipation, right? This is my view on the daily time frame. This is my view on the daily time frame. So what I will be doing right now is just be patient and see how price will pull up to these zones, and giving me the kind of reaction that I want to see on the lower time frame. Then I can take advantage of it, right? So let's move on to the 1 hour time frame. Let me show us guys what I'm currently looking at for the week, right? For the week, let me show us guys what I'm currently looking at for the coming week. So let's go. Like 1 hour time frame, trust me family, is my favorite time frame. I feel very comfortable trading 1 hour time frame. I feel very comfortable trading 1 hour time frame. Like I don't just know why, but I just love trading 1 hour time frame. I feel safe trading 1 hour time frame. So as a trader, you really need to understand this. What time frame do you love trading, right? So don't be like those other traders that jump from one time frame to another, right? So know the specific time frame that you love trading. That will really help you, right? That will really help you. Excuse me. So right from this 1 hour time frame, what can we see? You can see as price is really trading bullish, right? We have high, low, high, low. We have a high, we have a low, because this is a low, right? We created this high, created a low, we had a high, right? But when I saw this, I was like, definitely they're going to take out this low because there is a form of liquidity below. Look at it right here. So this should be kind of inducement, right? So on the 1 hour time frame right here, as we can see, this is my trading range. This is my trading range. This is my trading range. Based on my own view, family, this is my trading range. And those are my areas of mitigation. And as you can see already, price is already like this idea was last week idea, but probably it has not played out. So I'm still like holding on to it, right? So I'm still holding on to it. So this is my first demand zone right here, where I'm potentially looking at price should come and respect break structure on the lowest time frame. Then I can take this buy because up to now I'm still bullish on GBPUSD. Like up to now, my view, I'm still bullish on GBPUSD because right here, this is not a break of structure to me. This is a kind of inducement because of those liquidity right here. And also, price has not yet mitigated off my daily supply zone. Yeah, sometimes they can just come back, respect some areas. They can just come back and respect some very very key level area right here and start selling down. But for me, price is still bullish on the 1 hours time frame, and I'm still expecting price to still push up to my supply zone right here. So right here I'm seeing this is an inducement, and probably I'm still seeing price pushing down to either come back to fill up this area very very nicely, break structure on the lowest time frame, then I can take my buy. But if they sell down and take out this demand zone, then potentially I should be looking forward to this area. But probably I'm just waiting to see what price will do when they open. But right, I'm just waiting to see what price will do when the market open, because probably they can just open and this area has been mitigated. They can just start buying up and closing above this previous high, giving us a new higher high. So if that happened, then potentially this will be our next trade idea, right? I'll be targeting this candle because already liquidity has been created right below here, right? Liquidity has been created right below there. I will be looking at forward to that area. I'll be looking forward to this area. It should capture this liquidity and come back and mitigate this candle that capture this liquidity and was they capture this liquidity and gave in this strong push to the upside that led to the break of this high. That's if price fails to retrace back to come back and mitigate this area right here, or come back and fill up this area nicely where I really want to see it, right? And they break above this high, that is when I'll be looking at this trade idea. But for now, since they are still trading in between the range, I'm still looking forward to those areas as my mitigation area, right? But if price break this low, family, if price break this low, probably I'm not looking at those areas again. Like those areas that are highlighted from the daily, I will no longer be looking at them anymore because price have really really changed in character. Has changed in structure right from the daily time frame, because I'm not really expecting price to take out this low. But if they do, that means I should be looking for more sales in the market, right? So that is how we do it, family. Everything we do in this market is a probability, right? Is a probability. And also, I want us to know that we observe. What we do is observing the masses and doing the opposite. So all what I just explained to us now, there is no like 100% probability that it must play out, right? So we think in probability, right? So if what we plan plays out, that is when we're going to take advantage of it and make money. If it did not play out, wait for another one to play out, then we can take advantage of it. The market is always moving, right? So there is no need to pursue the market, right? There is no need to pursue the market. If I miss this, if they take out this high, I look at this, you know, area for a sell, a buy, I mean, for a mitigation. And if they fail to like take out this high and they take out this low, then potentially I should be looking for something. If they take out this low, this is what I'll be looking forward to. Then boom, market should be trading downward, right? Market should be trading down, right? Because they have take out the the very very strong demand zone that I'm not really looking forward for see price taking out. So let's look at the Europe USD. All analysis are intact. I'm so set for the coming week, family. Like I'm so set. So on EU, it's the same thing, right? On EU, let's look at the daily. And on EU, uh, on EU, the same, the same stuff, right? The same stuff. What's the order flow right from the daily? You can see that in a very, very strong bearish order flow, right? Lower low, lower high, right? So they have created a lower low. So what are we anticipating? We're anticipating to see a new lower high, right? In order for price to give us a new lower low. Anticipating to see a new lower high before a new lower low. So that is what we are anticipating. So currently, where am I looking for mitigation? You can see how we can see where all those areas were highlighted, right? Just pay attention to them. You will see how those areas look very, very nice. So right from my first supply zone right here, you can see that the same thing that happened on GBPUSD, because those pairs really really correlate, right? They move together. Everything that you can see on this pair, you also see it on GBPUSD, so they correlate, right? So look at it, the same thing. Liquidity was created right above this resistance, right below this resistance, I mean. And what happened? This candle captured liquidity. What happened? We can see how that last candle came in with momentum that took out this demand zone, right? This was the last candle that break this demand zone, right? Last candle that take out this demand zone. So you can see I look at that area as my area of targeting, and that area look very very nice, more than this area as well. I love this area more than this area. And also, you know I'm still looking at this area as my second POI. This is my first, this is my second POI. Because if you look at where the sell actually started from, it was from this candle right here. Look at it. This is a bullish candle. Smart money cube. Call it smart money cube. This is a bullish candle right here. If you look at where this sell started from, that was where the sell started from that take out this what demand zone, right? That's where the sell started from. So probably what I'm anticipating is that, okay, if price pull back to this area, I'm not just looking to take my sell right from there, right? I'm not looking to take my sell right from there. Potentially I want to see a break of structure on the 1 hour time frame, right, to confirm that this area is a very very strong demand supply zone, and it can hold price, for price to create a new lower low. So when price putting on this area, let me see a lower time frame confirmation. That is what will give me the confirmation to take the sell. So if I did not see that sell right from here, then I should be looking forward to this area. Like this area right here, this area right here is a very nice area because there is a liquidity captured, but I did not really really see price pulling back to this area. Though there is a very very nice price action that we can look out for right here, but I'm not really, really looking at price right here. I'm not really looking at price to get back here. Though there is a very nice area. That's why I just highlighted it to just see how the probability will play out. Because right here we had imbalance. If you trade ICT, some people like be like trade, targeting this imbalance. That's the people that trade ICT. Because looking at this area, this can right here swap liquidity, add imbalance. So thereabout. But don't trade ICT, the same information here, ICT, like I don't really like to talk about ICT. I trade pure smart money, like trade structure, order block, liquidity, right? Those are the things that I trade. Those are the things that I look out for. I mean, so why I'm having strong feelings that price will really pull up to this uh supply zone is because of those imbalances. If you look at this area, we had inefficiency. We have inefficiency. You know, imbalance, right? A price can potentially come back, refill those imbalance, mitigate break structure on the lowest time frame, right? And looking at this area here, we can see that we have equal highs, and we all know that market move in liquidity, right? So they can potentially come for this equal high, swipe all the people that are selling below this resistance, and pull up to our daily supply and give us a new low. So if we got our entry right from here, you know, if the 1 hour time frame break structure, where will be our targeting level? If we got into the trade, we'll target this, week low. Why is this a week low? Because it fails to take out this high, right? It fails to take out this high. So we'll target this week low, right? So let's look at the 1 hour time frame. Let me show to us guys what I'm currently looking at for the coming week. So on the 1 hour time frame, what do we think is the order flow? So on the 1 hour time frame, we can see that we're in a very, very strong bullish order flow right from this trading information here, right? Right from this trading information here. We have a high, low, high, probably we're really trading bearish as well because we had a lower low. Let me just start from here. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Then what happened? It mitigated this my demand zone. You can see how that area looked very, very clean, right? Look at the demand zone that they mitigated. Notice they mitigated that demand zone. What happened? You can see how market change in character. Created a higher high, created a higher low, right? Created a higher high. I was really targeting this area. This was on Friday. I had an idea here, right here. I had an idea right there. So market has already mitigated this area. So potentially what I'm looking forward to is to see when the market open on Monday, I want to see price break this high, take out those liquidity as well. Take out this high, take out this high, mitigate off this uh demand zone, sorry, supply zone, right? Mitigate off this supply zone, then pull back, give us a new higher low, then I should look out to buy from here. Because probably for me, like I don't do a sell to buy, right? I'm always going with the order flow of the market. If the order flow is bullish, I go with the bullish. If the order flow is bearish, I go with the bearish. So I don't do like sell to buy, buy to sell. That's a lot of stress, family. That's a lot of stress. Like I'm not trying to like press anyone, my trading. So all what I want to do is just make money, right? So and also I'm doing what I can do in the market. So that is just it. Just know what you are doing, right? So potentially this is what I'm anticipating on EU. I'm anticipating that price should break this high. I'm anticipating that price should break that high. Let me like once price break this high, I'm anticipating to see a turning. Like that price should give us a high, once they mitigate this area, I'm anticipating to see a higher low. Then I take my buy right from here. That is what I'm potentially looking forward to. So all this is a probability, family. All this is a probability. I'm just observing the masses, I'm doing the opposite, right? Just observing the masses, I'm doing the opposite. So it is not under most that it must play out, right? So price can just, when price open, price can just break this low, break this low, break this low, and start selling. But keeping it in mind, if they take out this low right here, right? If they take out this low or this low right here, probably I'll not be longer looking for buying. I'll no longer be looking for any buying opportunity. Definitely. What I should be looking forward to is sell, like sales. That is what I will be looking forward to. Because I'll no longer be looking for buy. Why? Because market has totally changed in structure. Market has totally changed its structure. Right? Market has totally changed its structure. Or if they break this high, take out this liquidity, break this low right here, after creating a higher high, market has still broken structure. I will be looking for more sell. Just like the same thing with GBP USD. So this is what I'm looking forward to, family. Stay tuned. You know, if you love this idea, you can also go to your chart and mark it on, and wait for the probability to play out, and make money, right? Because this is the reason why we are doing all this, is to make money, right? So if you really love the value that I'm sharing with us, family, you can just show me love by subscribing to my YouTube channel, and make sure that you turn on that notification bell so that whenever I drop a very nice content like this, you will be notified. So thank you all, family. Thank you for your support once again. Cheers.